Hey Blue Rockers, Connie Willis here with Crypto Connie and Bitshares Now. We got Stan Larimer here. Welcome, Stan. Tell me how things have been going with you. We haven't talked to you in a while because you've been out and about running around the country. And I think you have some breaking news for us, and I want to hear it. First to hear it exclusive right here on Blue Rock Talk.
Well, thank you, Connie. Yeah, things have been incredibly hectic here. It's a good kind of hectic as we're talking with all kinds of representatives of industries. We've got numerous things that we're going to be announcing in the coming weeks. As we approach to the winter solstice, I'm going to give everybody a sneak preview, and I'm starting with you.
Yay!
You get the night before kind of thing. And, tomorrow we'll be talking about it a little bit more on STEEM. But I'm going to tell it to you here first in terms of the kind of things we've got to announce.
Excellent. Bring it on. Let's go. We want to hear it.
Okay. One of the things that is making Bitshares strong is no longer are we competing for the hearts and minds of the digital currency community. Okay? I mean, we still want them to love us, naturally, but that is a very tiny sliver of the type of industry. We're going mainstream. Okay, so we have 4 mainstream companies that have agreed to bring millions of customers to Bitshares, and to do so in such a way that it causes a lot of purchasing of Bitshares. So this is a big master play. Not only will we announce 4 of them this month, but we've got another batch coming next month and another batch after that, no doubt. So this is a complete change, trendsetter type thing where we start bringing industry to Bitshares in a big way.
So what does that mean to somebody like me who has Bitshares?
Well, you can imagine how it works even right now. Look at what Bitshares has done recently, just from the slightest little bit of pickup, actually from all the Blue Rock Talk shows, I'm pretty sure is what's done it, okay?
That's right, baby.
All that information that's come out has started to spike. We're up a factor of 200 times as big as we were at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, we were like 1/3 of a cent, and today we've gone above 60 cents. So, that's 3 times 60, that's 180, that's pretty good type growth.
That's excellent. And, congratulations.
And so we're excited about that, but that's just getting started. That's just from what I would call noise, a little bit of chatter here and there, and people start saying, hey, sounds like something's up and I want to be in on it. And I imagine there's probably some people out there who we're working with and all of the different companies we're talking with who have been saying, wow, I want to own some Bitshares now too. So, there's probably a little bit of that. But in general, the kind of things we have to talk about, any one of them would be enough to, supercharge what we're doing, because each one of these companies is bringing millions of new Bitshares holders into the picture. Okay, now they're in the process of doing, their coin rollouts and stuff. So it's not like tomorrow it turns on and we have millions of new players, but some of these companies already have millions of customers that they do business with, and so we'll be wiring them up in the next couple months. And as we do that, and as those people start coming on, we'll see a whole lot of new people learning about Bitshares for the first time, and they're going to learn Bitshares theology, not Bitcoin theology. Okay, so they're not going to be taught that you have to mine or any of the other folklore of the Bitcoin community. They're going to be taught how to use light speed type traffic. Every one of their coins is going to be full BitShare speed, 3-second transactions, and able to handle the massive load that's coming in. That's exciting, and they are the first fruits of a lot of other people that are going to be doing the same thing in terms of trends for next year, which we'll get to later. But these things I'm talking about here are evidence of the trends that we're talking about.
That's excellent. Well, that's what you're all about, right? So you're saying where, okay, yeah, we're trying to sell BitShares so people can buy it as coins. That's great, but that's just a little sliver, is what you said, of what BitShares is all about. So bigger than even, hey, individuals buy it, which is a good thing. We are also putting industries, companies on top of our BitShares blockchain. And that's what's even bigger for you guys. However, because people like me have those coins, we're going to do better because of what you're doing. Is that correct?
Yes, BitShares is a smart coin factory and a decentralized exchange. So it's always been there for people to, trade different coins against BitShares as sort of the base currency that everything else trades against. Sort of like out in the Bitcoin world, Bitcoin is the base currency that things trade against. But these new, exciting, high-quality coins that these companies are bringing are things worth owning in their own right.
Oh,
and
okay.
And they drive new traffic to people discovering BitShares, and each one of them is putting some of their own revenue stream in place.
Is that one of them now? Tell them to hold on. You are on Blue Rock Talk.
That is my life right now, is just call after call after call. And even though I have my phone set here on mute or buzzer, it's tied into my computer, and my computer wants me to answer it on the computer. So I can't silence everything.
All right, Mr. Engineer, you better figure that one out.
You are famous for sound effects, so think of that as my sound effect, because this shows you what my day has been like continuously for the past few weeks.
I know. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I tell you what, Stan and I in the future are going to be going to New York City, and we're not going to say anything about it yet. We're just going to wait until after we go to New York City, and one day we're going to bring some great news, right, Stan? We're going to have some great news.
That's exactly right.
I'm looking forward to that. But so you're saying, okay, because I've been talking to Jonathan Baihai about peer play and PPYs, which, by the way, just last night I took some of my BitShares and bought the PPY, so that was my first time I ever did anything like what you're talking about, what BitShares is about, to get other coins while you're on there. So what Jonathan was telling me about with the PPY, when Bookie, their sports betting app, starts happening, in all their other games, I'm actually a shareholder because I have the PPY, but I got to get the PPY in his core wallet in order to get that. So when I do that, I'm one of the shareholders. Now with BitShares, will I be a shareholder with all these other companies that come in, or is it totally different?
No, it's totally different. We wouldn't use the term shareholder because that would imply that we were talking about securities. And, people are getting highly sensitive to that. Now, we are going to carry securities, but those will be legally registered securities with the American authorities. And we're going to be showing a lot of quality assets. So these other coins I'm talking about may or may not be securities, depending on which one we're talking about. But if they are securities, then they're going to be fully licensed securities. And so we are anticipating a large flight to safety in the coming year, and people will be getting rid of things that are at all risky legally and focusing on high-quality products. And that's what we're excited about these, is that they represent the kind of things people will want to own, especially.
Oh, okay. So as a BitShare, as an owner of some BitShares, what you're doing is going to be good for me because it is going to raise up. It should raise up the BitShare community, and that's going to affect me, and things should go higher, right? But it also allows me, when these other companies come in, to have a whole lot more choices of other coins that you say are good quality coins coming in because of these businesses. Did I get that right? Yep.
Every one of them has agreed to use some of their revenue stream to buy BitShares.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. Ooh,
right.
Good move. Hey, give me a fist bump, baby.
So we are talking about an industry-backed coin. All right. Oh. If you have a gold-backed coin, that's good, and we have one of those that we want to talk about. A couple of them, but there's the gold just sits there and appreciates at the rate gold does. It just maybe grows as the dollar decays or whatever. But these are companies who are putting some of their revenue stream into buying BitShares, and that basically takes them off the market, and that makes them more scarce, and it soaks up anybody selling, and it causes there to be a net bias towards growth. It doesn't take a very big bias towards growth to make a coin attractive for other people to come buy it. They say, you mean to tell me all these companies that are clearly very profitable companies are going to be buying BitShares? Gee, what will that do to the price? Well, I can't give you any kind of financial advice, but it's kind of like economics 101. If you have a fixed supply of something and increasing demand for that thing, generally prices for that thing go up. And so just applying that little piece of advice, you can figure out for yourself what that might imply.
That's excellent. And it, like you said, it already has been going up. Yeah, I know ever since we've started doing BitShares now here on Blue Rock Talk, and ever since someone gave me the name Crypto Connie, and BitShares has been going on, it's been going up, and I've been excited about that. I was kind of even afraid to buy the PPY, but, because of Jonathan talking to me about that, I wanted to learn how to do it. So when people do ask me, I can say, this is how you do it, this is how I did it. So I'm still hoping I did it right. I haven't even looked in today, because it's funny, you have to actually ask for some of these prices. So I'm learning. It's a slow thing, but what you're saying is great. Can you tell us about any of the companies?
Sure. I'll give you in general stuff. I don't want to upstage their own big rollout announcements. Okay.
Well, I hope to be talking to them myself, just to go, welcome to the BitShares family, right?
Well, yeah, and I would thoroughly expect every one of them would want to have, if nothing else, you can talk to me about them in a highlighted episode about each one. But one is a big internet marketing company that just has the ability to reach millions of people, and advertising deals with big advertising companies who like their particular model of engaging potential buyers. Instead of just hitting you with a flash ad, they engage in interesting ways that allow people seeing their ads to earn their particular currency. And they have made their particular currency useful in big box stores that you've heard of, that where you can go and buy a TV for half price with this coin. Okay, so that whole thing means that this new coin they're introducing has real value, because it's essentially a discount token you can earn by giving advertisers feedback to what you think of their product. So, it's a very exciting company. They're very powerful marketers. And on top of everything else, they bring to the BitShares system a outlet for selling all of our high-quality digital assets. So they will be marketing for BitShares some of these other coins that I'm telling you about. So that's
any
one.
Names? Any names? Can you say the names at all?
I will when they do their announcement.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought I saw something in the Huffington Post, so that's where I'm trying to lead you.
Yeah, there was an announcement. That's yet another company I haven't mentioned, but since you mentioned it, there is a company that we are exploring ways to integrate. They are proposing to build a bank that is a decentralized bank, and so they've put that out there. And of course, we've had a long-standing decentralized exchange, so we're looking at ways that we can tie those two services together so that people in the BitShares community can get access to the banking services, and the banking company can get access to BitShares services. At this point, it's not one of the four I'm talking about. It's further out in the process of getting to know each other and due diligence and so on. But they had expressed an interest in integrating with BitShares, and we agreed as a bare minimum that we would assist them with integrating with the BitShares ecosystem. Now, I would hope that it will go beyond that as we do our due diligence and figure out everything that they have to offer and see which things are ready for prime time that we can start offering. But you can imagine all these companies I'm talking about being integrated together in a common hub where anybody that comes in from any of these companies and learns how to use Bitshares system and then finds out about the other companies, there's going to be a lot of potential cross-pollination.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things that we're excited about, is bringing a whole new generation of high-quality services to people who are newbies, because we're not in Kansas anymore. You know, we're talking to the ordinary person who has know what cryptocurrency is and needs a little extra hand-holding. So we're going to be providing hand-holding services for all these companies so that they benefit from a common core and share customers back and forth.
And they, you know, the typical normal person, and by the way, those people you're talking about are the people that I'm talking about. You're talking about me. People like me, we can't figure this out. That's why I put this show together, to try to put this in layman's terms, this really new, cool world of I can't say cryptology because that, you know, cryptoology, because that's Bigfoot. But this world of, I guess y'all are trying to take that from us or something. But this world of cryptocurrency, you know, it is where, that's what I'm trying to do, put into layman's terms for people like me, because I do know, and I think you will also agree, that it's something where the common man, common woman, common person can become very wealthy by ourselves, just being smart and being educated on this and being ahead of the game. So it's good to hear you say that, because, you know, as I've been doing that and bringing this to people, I've been getting a lot of people thanking me and saying, thank you for putting it on the terms that I get. Thank you for asking Stan, even though Stan, you asked Stan that same question 3 times in 5 different ways. You know, even I could do that. You were still hung in there with me. You were very patient, and you would still give me that answer over and over and over again in a certain way so that I could finally get it. And so could the other people that were listening and watching. So that makes a big difference. That's important. And for what what you're also planning to do to make it even easier is great. Because even me going in there to trade off the Bitshares and the PPY, you know, I was still lost. What do I do? Am I doing it okay? How do I do this? And even just looking in the wallet myself, I'm scared. Am I going to hit something? Am I going to do? I'm going to push a button, because this exchange is live. This is going on right in front of me right now. Am I going to hit something and be all out of what I'm doing, or just hit something totally wrong? So I appreciate that you're saying that and making it easier and easier. The other thing you were talking about is bringing in this bank thing. And maybe I was already ahead of the game on it by watching some of the stuff that I saw your son talking about. And I guess maybe it was Ned Scott as well, talking about Bitshares being a bank already. So I was thinking it was already pretty much a bank already. Because you could do these things. You could have checking and savings and pull from it and a debit card and all that kind of stuff. That's what's coming? Is that what this group will help? Or?
Well, one of the things that we have to understand is the word bank means something very specific in the United States. Okay, so no, we don't call ourselves a bank because we do not participate in what the United States considers to be a bank. Okay, we have a digital currency exchange, and people can be their own bank in some sense, and we certainly provide a lot of powerful tools for businesses to build on top of things, and if they're properly licensed to be a bank in the United States, then they can do that sort of thing.
And that would be real easy for all of us at that point. Like
yeah, and that's the general way things are trending. Now, in this particular case, this company is in the process of working to buy a brick-and-mortar bank, and in doing that process, they'll have access to licensed services that they wouldn't have otherwise. They also are a global company that wants to reach out to the unbanked parts of the world where they don't have banks, and where providing any kind of a bank-like service would be useful. Now, I haven't thoroughly looked into everything that they have planned, but they have a big agenda of things that they want to offer, and in a lot of cases, they may be just on the drawing board with some of the things, but if they are willing to build on the Bitshares network and use some of the services that we've had established and integrate that into their vision, then I certainly want to support them in doing that sort of thing. So that's one of the things that we have to look forward in the coming year as they go forward with developing their business, And we're all about going and finding startups with big plans and big visions and helping them figure out how to plug into what we've already built and use that to jump ahead of their competitors.
Excellent. So, excellent. Well, did you want to say anything else about any of the other ones before we wrap it up today? Did you want to say what some of the other? Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I'm excited. Let's go.
Okay. The second one, I can even use its name. Their CEO gave me the permission today. It's called Shout.tv.
Shout.tv.
Yes, and they are a very exciting company. They have an existing set of games that you play on your cell phone that are places where you can win prizes, and they're doing a new one called Daily Millionaire. And the Daily Millionaire game is pretty simple in concept. It's a whole bracket like March Madness that works down to a $1 million prize, and you can win other prizes along the way, answering trivia questions in competition with somebody else in one of the other brackets as you narrow down. So you're competing against somebody else in the world to see who can answer a set of trivia questions accurately and fast. And if you do, you move up to the next level of competition. And when that is fully functional in the next few months, they will be giving away about $5 million per game.
Oh.
Okay.
To one person or the people along the way in the narrowing down of the brackets?
Yeah, I mean, one big prize of $1 million and $4 million of secondary prizes.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. So very exciting way for people to get digital currencies, and they'll be introducing their own coin that will be offered as a way to enter the game. And there's a lot to that will appear in the announcement of what they're doing.
Excellent.
But that's another exciting thing, and part of what they do is part of the revenue stream that they generate every day will be going to buy BitShares.
Excellent. And these people, that's fun. And why these people are going to the BitShares blockchain is because of what you said. It's the fastest, and you can have all these different exchanges happening at once. You guys can take the load, and you can take the load fast. So
all of these companies were heading towards doing it on Ethereum until they found out that Ethereum was brought to a standstill by CryptoKitties, and basically didn't have any excess capacity for their new project. And at that time, we pointed out, well, we can run your game without even breaking a sweat. And after they had their technical teams investigate, they says, "You're right, we're switching."
Excellent.
And that's one of the trends I see in the future. Okay, a third one is a major dealer that's well known in Utah that is a gold company, and they are going to issue some awesome, highly respected gold products on the BitShares network as assets that are backed by gold in their depository. Not just gold, but silver and platinum as well. And a growing number of products along those lines. So they are working hard to get the legal details all nailed down, but are ready to launch that very soon. Now this is huge because right now the only thing people have that's commonly used is a very unwise asset called the Tether, which is not guaranteed to be backed by anything. If you read the fine print on the Tether website, it says, we don't promise to redeem this or anything, but if you want to send us $1, we'll send you a Tether. And $1 billion worth of tethers have been sold by people desperate for something stable. They can get out of one of these volatile currencies and into something stable, even though the company that's issuing it swears that they don't have to redeem it.
Oh, no. They need to find out about Hero.
Yeah, the Hero in particular is our answer to that.
Yes.
And a lot of people will find that interesting. But as a stepping stone to Hero, a lot of people understand a big, high reputation company in Utah offering to back with digital currencies at redeemable gold in their depository under obvious inspection, all of that, with a big brick and mortar building that stands there like a giant vault in Salt Lake City. So you got that type of capability ready to take the world by storm. And so I think that when that turns on, there'll be this massive escape from tether, and we could sell $1 billion worth of gold practically overnight.
Wow, I can't wait to get the names of these coins when we're ready to go.
Each one of them will do it. The last one is we have an alliance with a major FEMA contractor. This is the people that are rebuilding Houston and Puerto Rico and so on. So they've got lots of government contracts, but what they've noticed is there's a whole lot of things that they could do quickly to help people with all the things that normally are funded by governments to come in and rebuild. So all of their ability to go in and provide power and clean water and clean up disaster areas and stuff, if they could build a parallel endowment that would grow in value with the cryptocurrency industry, then they would have the ability to respond quickly, well, long before the government gets its act together and funds it. So they have quite a lot of shovel-ready projects that are, the way they like to do business is a win-win situation. They come in and produce a profitable company that fixes the problem, like cleaning up a polluted lake or whatever, and in the process turns that lake into a resort and a high-priced, condominium area or whatever. But they fixed the fundamental problem and did it in a way that produced profits. And so it's a whole kind of thing called natural economics and natural capitalism, actually. And so that they want to use the growth of the digital currency industry to bootstrap all these other shovel-ready projects they've got. And then the revenue of that, guess what? Buys BitShares. So, all of these things are super exciting. New model of a whale-backed asset is what I called it 2 years ago when I described the concept. You can read that as my first article on STEEM it. And that describes the whole idea of what would happen if an asset was backed by a powerful company. The example I used 2 years ago is what would happen if McDonald's put in 1% of their revenue stream into buying an asset that was released on the BitShares platform. Well, that asset would grow in value and become a pretty good thing to own. And so that's what we have been selling people on, and you're seeing the first fruits of that effort starting to get announced as soon as Aussie summer begins tomorrow.
That is excellent. I am so happy to hear this on BitShares Now. I love the fact that it is the breaking news here on Blue Rock Talk, and I appreciate that you gave me as much as you could. That's excellent, and congratulations, Stan. You've done a great job and a lot of work too, right? You're tired. You want to take a nap now after all this?
I am pretty tired, but also invigorated.
Yes.
I do have a hard time actually getting 10 minutes alone without the phone ringing right now, so I guess that's a good thing. But
it's a good thing. And then you got me a little popping in every now and then. Stan. You're like, okay.
I get up. Okay, here's your scoop.
What the scoop, man? I need this breaking news on Blue Rock Talk. Well, we'll get this out for you immediately. I'll do my best to put this together and get it out there. I appreciate that very much. And then next, what we want from you is the 2018 top trends, okay?
Okay, we'll do that.
That's coming next. Gerald Celente comes on here, and he does his little act with his 2018 top trends. We all love Gerald. But now we got to get Stan Larimer's top 20, or 2018 top trends.
There you go.
We can't get it unless I can say it first. So I'll work on that in the meantime. So, all right. So it's Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis, and this is Crypto Connie and BitShares Now with Stan Larimer. Coming up, 2018 top trends from Stan. So everybody stay around. That's next.
3, 2,